please give a warm welcome for Mr. Evan Galpert, everyone.
Keep it going for your host, Tomas Camilo, ladies and gentlemen. So, should we start with this? Let's take a look, just drink it all in, you know? I've been trying to grow my beard back, but it's not quite there yet, so I kind of look like an out-of-work Koopa Trooper from the early 90s Mario Brothers movie, you know? I kind of look like if Wooly Willy, you know, like you remember the toy, like if you just took all of the magnet dust and went, you know, just stuck it right there on my face. I look like, speaking of background actors, I kind of look like an extra from American History X. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to. It's an accident. What's funny about that is that I'm actually half Jewish. The bottom half, hey, this guy knows what I'm talking about, yeah. What I mean by that is that I have bad knees, and I have hairy feet, and I sometimes my hip acts up when the weather is mushuga, you know. I'm a catch, baby. That's why I got dumped on Valentine's Day, just almost a month ago. I got dumped on Valentine's Day. Getting dumped on Valentine's Day is kind of like getting orphaned on Christmas, you know? Which is to say, like, it sucks any other day of the year, but that one day just kind of adds insult to injury, you know? But it happened. That girl actually texted me a little while ago, and I was thinking, oh, maybe is there still like a hope? No. She texted me and said that she had just had her physical, and she had tested positive for the clap. Wait for it. Anybody? Thank you! There we go. Tested positive for the clap. And she had only been with me, which means that I probably gave it to her and didn't even know I had it. So I guess we're even. No, you know, after I found that out, I went through the arduous process of trying to actually find a clinic that could give me like a test and everything, and it was just such a pain in the ass. I waited on hold with one clinic for like 5 minutes. And every 30 seconds, there's a voice that says, do you want us to call you back? And I'm like, no, I want you to answer the fucking phone, you know? Like, but whatever, sure. Give me my number, they call me back. They call me back when I'm at the hardware store with my dog. And this is not one of those hardware stores where they ignore you. This is one of those hardware stores where you walk in and there's 9 people that are all like, can we help you? Can we help you not rob our store, please, you know? And, so I'm like in the hardware store with my dog. This lady's showing me around. We're looking at the wood, and I get this call from the clinic, and the receptionist from the clinic says, "So, what is it that you're calling about?" And I'm like, "I wanted to schedule an appointment for what? For an STI screening, I guess." And then she says, for what kind of STI? And at that point, I'm just like, fuck it, I don't care. This lady's probably had the clap too. It's everywhere, you know? Fucking. So I just said it even louder than I'm talking now. I was like, I was with somebody who said that they had chlamydia and I should probably get tested, you know? And then she says, are you a patient here? And I said, no. And she said, oh, well then, dude, you're fucked. You know, like, I can't get you in until May, you fucking idiot. Why don't you just go to the fucking urgent care, you dumb dipshit? And then I said, you have been very helpful, but very rude. And then, you know, got myself some antibiotics and I'm back on the horse, baby. Everything's fine, I'm good, you know? It's all good. Now she's got a great story to tell her coworkers, you know, and everything's fine. I also, while I was in a relationship, I made the plan to get a vasectomy. And, you know, I'm just going to keep the fucking appointment at this point, honestly, because the other half of me is German and it wants to exterminate the Jewish half. No. I don't want kids. Fuck kids. Kids are expensive. So, you know. My body, my choice. But the thing is, it's bizarre how it's so easy for me to get a vasectomy, and if she had wanted to get her tubes tied, she would have, like at this point, literally needed an act of Congress, you know? Like, she would have needed like a letter from her husband and her father and her priest, all saying that she's a witch and cannot bear children, otherwise they'd be the spawn of Satan, and that's why it's medically necessary for her to get her tubes tied. not only was my vasectomy covered by my insurance as preventative, which is kind of a burn, you know, but I don't disagree. It was like the one that gave me the referral for my vasectomy was my psychiatrist. Okay? My psychiatrist even tried to like sell me on the idea. He's like, I got one, and I'm a doctor, you know? He's like, you're gonna love that new vasectomy smell on your balls, you know? You're gonna love that never gonna have a baby glow, you know? So there's that. So I don't have the clap anymore, but I do have depression, which they say isn't contagious, but I'm bumming some of you guys out, I can already tell, so I don't know. You know who actually has it really bad? Like, oh, this is the thing, like, depression is a mental illness, which isn't fun unless you say it like a British hip-hop rapper, right? You just go, oh, mate, this track is mental, it's mental illness, Roy. Yeah, that's straight mental illness, yeah. You know? Which brings me to the next point that, you know, who has it really bad is fucking sloths. What other animal was named after a sin that it doesn't believe in by some fucking dumb British explorer that came across the seas with the God-given right of Adam to name everything in the Garden of Eden? And he comes to some village and he goes, oi, do you see all the ladies in that village? They're all naked, right? What are they gonna do when it rains, oi? I mean, it's the fucking rainforest, ain't it? I bet they didn't even think about that. What they gonna do when it rains? Where's your peacoat? Then he sees some weird fucking creature in the trees just doing its thing, moving real slow, and he goes, oh, that thing's fucking lazy, isn't it? Look at that fucking lazy ass thing. Might as well call it a sloth, you know? Fucking lazy, isn't it? So I have depression. Sometimes I just call it like, it's like being tuned into a radio station and you can't change the channel. I call it tuning into K-Fuck Radio. You're tuning into K-Fuck Radio, bringing you the top 40 hits that make you want to dance yourself off a fucking cliff, you know? K-Fuck Radio! That's KFUC. K, deal with it because you don't have a choice. You're tuning into K-Fuck Extreme, bringing you all the top 40 ruminating thoughts that make you want to beat your head against the wall. Ah, you know. Or how about K-Fuck Starlight? K-Fuck Starlight, where you have all of your deepest fears and insecurities at full volume. I'm gonna die alone, you know. Bienvenido a Radio K-Fuck. KFUC, que bueno. Radio 0.0, tú es un puto, tú es nada. K-Fuck Radio, KFUC, que bueno. Sponsor del Budweiser, you know. You're tuning in the K-Fuck public, reminding you that the public is really the most annoying thing. K-Fuck Radio, KFUC, K deal with it. Let's have a message from one of our sponsors.
Evan, this is your father. I just wanted to tell you that I can send you some more money, buddy. Everything's going to be fine, and I've got a buddy with a temp agency in town, and we're going to find you a job, pal. Don't you worry about it. Everything's going to be just okay, you know?
K-Fuck Radio! I have a great sports announcer voice. But the problem is, I don't know shit about sports, you know? Like, if I were ever on a sports show, I'd be like, hey, the hockey goalie kicks the puck down the field to the halfback for a touch pass, yeah! Go sports ball, you know? But maybe I could do the sports announcer voice for things that I like improv. And the audience has given the suggestion of Dickens. And he's got a little bit of space work. He's pulling out some space work here. Looks like he's putting something in a sack, just random objects. It's kind of a mediocre initiation, if you ask me, and it's a bindle. This still doesn't tell us anything about where he is or what he's doing. Or parallel parking, I'm good at that. Evan Galpert sees a spot on the right of the vehicle. At this point, he just has to line himself up so that the rear tire is in line with the rear bumper of the front vehicle. And if he stops, okay, he's got that line perfectly right now. So now all he has to do is turn that wheel on a 45-degree angle as he backs in, nice and gently. Releasing the angle, oh my God, look at that execution, he's landed it perfectly. You know? Or fucking. How fun would it be to have that voice for fucking, you know? Like, well, Evan's up in the ring with a contender, the hot chick from the bar. He's really punching above his weight class this time, folks. I don't know how it's gonna work out. I don't think one bookie in the world would ever put money on this matchup. But Evan really needs a win here. He's coming off of an injury with the clap, just doing a 1-week suspension on antibiotics. But he's done a really good job working down the defenses. And yes, it looks like they're down. The panties are down. Evan's got 6 in a row lined up. They're all covered. He's ready to make an attempt at the goal. And look what's happened. Oh my God, it's over already. Look what's happened. It's over before it's even begun. I can't believe it. What an upset. What is happening? Oh wait, look at this, folks. Look at this, folks. The kid is on his knees and on the mound. He's not going out without going down. That's what makes him a contender, baby. I'm Evan Galpert. Thank you so much.